I spent the first 6 months using AI completely wrong. I typed something like, write me a listing description for a 3-bedroom house in Ocala, and I get back this flat, generic paragraph that sounded like it was written by a robot who'd never seen a house. I'd tweak it, I'd argue with it, eventually give up and just write it myself. The problem wasn't the AI, the problem was me, specifically the way I was asking. Well, my AI mentor and now partner in this Facebook group, Jonathan Mast, taught me a 4-part framework that fixed this. I'm going to show you exactly what it is, and then we're going to build 3 real prompts together so you can see it in action. When you type half a sentence into ChatGPT or Claude and get a bad answer, the AI didn't fail. It did exactly what you asked. You just didn't give it enough to work with. Think about it this way. If you hired a new assistant on their first day and said, hey, write me a listing description, they'd stare at you. Which house? What makes it special? Who are you trying to attract? What's your voice? So AI is the exact same way. It needs context. It needs a role to step into. And it needs to know what done looks like. That's what the perfect prompt framework solves. Jonathan built this framework to be simple enough to remember, but complete enough to actually work. 4 parts every time. Let me walk you through each one. Part 1, expert role. You open every prompt by telling AI what kind of expert to be. Not just be a real estate expert, but be specific. Act as an expert real estate copywriter who specializes in writing MLS listing descriptions that attract move-up buyers in suburban Florida markets. That specificity changes everything. Now, I'll mention there's a debate in the AI world about whether the expert role instruction meaningfully changes the model's output. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but here's how Jonathan looks at it, and I think he's right. Even if it doesn't change what the AI does, it forces you to get clear on what kind of help you actually need. That clarity shapes everything you write after it. Part 2 is the background and context. Give it the details it can guess, the property information, your market, your client, your voice, any constraints. The more relevant context you pour in here, the less generic the output is. This is where most prompts are too thin. Part 3 is the ask. State exactly what you want. One clear task, not 3 things at once. 1. Do you want a 250-word listing description? Say that. Do you want 5 Facebook ad variations? Say that. If you want 3 different things, run 3 different prompts. Part 4 is the invitation. This one surprises people, but it's super powerful. You end every prompt with, ask me any questions you have. That tells the AI it's okay to clarify before it guesses. You'll be amazed how often it asks one smart question that improves the entire output. Those 4 parts every time. Here's what a complete prompt looks like assembled. Take a second and read through it. You'll see exactly how the 4 sections stack. Now let me show you this live. Let's start with the most common task, writing the listing description. Here's a bad version first so you can see the difference. Write a listing description for a 4-bedroom house in Ocala with a pool. See what we get? It's generic. It could be anywhere. Now watch what happens when we use the framework. Now I've entered a more robust prompt based on our framework. Look, it's already coming back with a question, and we get a way better result with the perfect prompt framework. Look at that difference. Same house, completely different output because we told it who to be, gave it the context it needed, made one clear ask, and invited it to clarify if needed. Now let's build an ad. Say you want to run a Facebook ad for an open house on that same property. Same framework, different expert role, different context, different ask. 3 different angles, you pick the one that fits, or you test all 3. The framework doesn't change, only what you plug into it. Here's where it gets even more powerful. Some tasks are too complex for a single prompt. Jonathan calls this a prompt chain. You break the task into phases and run one prompt at a time, using each output as the input for the next. A good example would be you have a new listing and you want a complete content package, not just one thing, a listing description, a social caption, and a text message to your buyer database. If you throw all three into one prompt, the AI rushes and gives you mediocre versions of all three. Instead, you run 3 prompts in a sequence. Here's what that looks like. After you get that description, review it, tweak anything that isn't accurate, then move to the second prompt. Get that post, approve it, then run the third prompt. 3 prompts, 3 pieces of content, and none of them sounds like the same robot wrote all 3 because they had different expert roles and different asks. 4 parts, expert role, background context, the ask, and the imitation. That's it. You don't have to be a tech person to use this. You just have to stop treating AI like a search engine and start treating it like the expert employee it can be. Now, I know some of you are watching this thinking, I get the framework, but I still don't know what expert role to pick for my situation, or I'm not sure how to frame the context section. That's totally normal. So I built a prompt that builds the prompt for you. You paste it in, describe what you're trying to do in plain English, and it interviews you with a couple of questions and then assembles a finished prompt using this exact framework. I'm dropping that in the comments below. It's free, it's ready to use. The link is in the description. Jonathan Mast taught me this framework, and it genuinely changed how I use AI every day. I'll put a link to his group, AI and AI Prompts for Entrepreneurs, in the comments below. If you found this useful, stick around. I put out new AI content for real estate agents every week. And if you're not already in the AI prompts for real estate professionals on Facebook, come join us. The prompt builder is waiting for you there right now.